talkSPORT app and the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page. We are multimedia once again for day 12 of the PDC World Darts Championship. So by the time we're finished later tonight at around, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock, then the bottom quarter of the draw will be sorted so that we have all of our third round fixtures ready to go post-Christmas. And we had some terrific action last night that we brought you right here on your home of darts on the radio.
There's just a
Four emphatic victories last night on the stage in front of us here in our commentary position, side stage in front of 3,500 darts fans, all dressed up to the nines, as you might imagine, for the last day before the Christmas break here in North London. I've got Scotty Dog, Scott Mitchell and Chris Mace, the Ace Mason, alongside me, who were here last night for those four matches. Which was the most impressive performance for you? I'll start with you, Scott, because I know averages aren't necessarily your thing, and if you look at Van Veen's, that's way above anybody else's at 108. But which of those four wins deserves the most credit?
I continue to be impressed by Manby and the way that he's dealing with all the newfound fame. You know, we've kind of been there as players and had that, and it's very difficult to deal with, and here it's more highlighted than in our day. You know, the way that social media works and everything else. He went up there and made Savada looked really ordinary. Savada didn't help himself last night, never got going at the start, but Manby just jumped on top of him. Yes, he wasn't the highest sort of average of the evening, and for me, I think he's through in a W, and he's one of those young lads that's going to follow whoever he plays. So if the next guy starts doing 100 averages, he's going to go with him. He has the minerals to do that. But he impressed me to stay in. It was a potential banana skin for him. He could have lost that game last night, and he didn't. He bossed it. Not the massive average, but he's through to the next round and going to be a danger.
Yeah, I thought that potentially had 5 sets in it because they were pretty equal. But Scott's right. He's a bit like James Wade in that he's a reactive player, and if you put it on him, you go, oh, okay, let's go. And if you look at his averages, if someone's averaging 90 against him, he averages 90. He doesn't, you know, he just sort of plays what's in front of him. For me, Humphries, because in the first 2 sets. Remember the last time they met, him and Paul Lim beat him 3-2 in 2020. And all the hype around Paul Lim and everything else, the fact that Luke Humphries was getting booed and he just had a certain swagger about himself last night. But yeah, it was a brilliant session. Special mention yesterday as well. I thought Kevin Doots handled things very, very well against the Kenyan. But Ricky Evans and James Wade, what an absolute classic.
It was a drama, wasn't it?
It was a thriller.
And I would imagine David Manure might be landing in Kenya round about now. He might be getting the garlands around the neck, the heroes welcome.
The ambassador for Africa was here yesterday, getting the red carpet rolled out for him.
Good for him.
And it was brilliant. It was a party-like atmosphere. Yeah. There must have been 10, 15 Africans there. Devin Peterson turned up, and it was brilliant. They were all having a party, even the rival families and friends that were in there. They're in between sets. It was brilliant.
Okay, so on to today then, gentlemen. By the time we get to, as I say, the close of play tonight, we'll know how the bottom quarter pans out. Now, Michael van Gerwen is the top seed in that quarter. He's on later against William O'Connor. the way
dodgy game.
Well, the way he played against Tatsunami gives me cause for concern.
Yeah,
for
and
MVG.
MVG's the last 2, maybe 3 years. Yes, he did win the World Series of Darts finals, but prior to that and post that, he's still got the game in him, but he's unable to do it back to back to back. And Willie O'Connor, he's a dodgy player to play against. He's solid, and spectacular at times. So yeah, that could be a problem for Meikle tonight.
Most definitely could. Let's get the odds ahead of this afternoon's 4 matches with our friends at Williams. So, yeah, 4 games coming up this afternoon, and Daryl Gurney also, Scott, he handled himself really well against Bo Greaves. That was a nip-and-tuck match, so having got through that, he's up against Callan Ridds, who you might remember went off like a train at the Worlds last year and seemed completely unstoppable until he got to the last, the quarterfinals, wasn't it?
I've known Ridds since a youth player, and he's been in the England youth setup while I was in the adults, and he only played once, and oh my goodness, he has a mind strength that you can't ignore. And I think that these two could really get at loggerheads. They're very headstrong, the pair of them. They won't want to give each other an inch, and I'm just really looking forward to the game. We know that Ridds comes in patches. Can he have enough patches that are better than Gurney for me to be able to turn him over?
Yeah, they're both streaky players, and Scott's right. They'll have. This is the beauty of this set play for these kind of players, because they'll just have spells, and as long as those spells include 3 quality legs, they can reel off sets. But they both do it. That's what makes this tie fascinating, and the fact that Ridds has a winning record, which did surprise me.
I thought Shaggy's performance.
Oh, he was brilliant.
There were no look 180s. There was complete, and this from a guy who was struggling with his throw, not that long back.
Yeah, well, one of our mates would call that a lot. He's got peacockery up there. That's exactly what he's got up there. He loves it. He gets on that big stage.
He struts, doesn't he?
He gets a few extra lights on in him. It's like he has to then start being a person that you don't usually see from him. But it makes him work on that stage, and we've been up there. Whatever makes you work up there, you just do it because you want to work.
Do you think he's benefited more from having Rob Cross come up to be his practice partner than Cross has from moving up to Lincolnshire?
Yeah, quite possibly. Listen, you cannot beat having a good dance partner. You need someone that's either as good as you or a little bit better. And Rob Cross is in practice. And I had a bit of an inside track, and in the build-up to this, Scott couldn't get anywhere near Rob Cross in terms of practice. It's bizarre, isn't it? But
yeah.
And Scott's right. You put him up there, and he turns into a different person. I mean, he's a lovely fella. Not, you meet him, and he's quite quiet and just says hello and gets on with his business. It's almost like you put him under the lights, and he just explodes. And I love watching him. I love the fact that he's prepared to go ways that trigger him, and I think he needs to do that. He loves to show off.
Well, the no look 180s is the classic example in a game that wasn't definitely his.
Well, even his roots on finishing, he needs stimulating. So he'll look at shots that we would find unconventional, and some shots that you look at and you think, oh, I wouldn't go that way. And you go, hang on, I get it now.
He can be a spotter's nightmare, can't he? On his routes out,
full board.
Absolutely, it's like full board. Where's he going with this one? Because he's got 5 different ways that he's gone in the last 3 weeks. So he's difficult to track on the board. There's no two ways about that.
Yeah, and if in practice, whatever routines that they would go through, we will go through similar types of routines. And he's one that if he starts pinning a certain double, that's his double in the game. He again, another real reactive player.
And they go hell or high water to get there from some crazy treble to crazy routes.
Yes.
And Peter Wright a little later, former world champion. Obviously, I mean, you just said there when we were looking at the odds that the way you were talking, it was almost like a lot of people are looking at Merck rather than Wright.
Yeah, and listen, he played okay, and because Peter does have vulnerabilities at the moment, he's way off the player he was. But when I sort of track, say, his last 30 matches, yes, there's some real ordinary stuff in there and performances similar to what he produced against Noah. But then there's 99s and a 102 and a 96. And I just think...
So we're talking about range again, aren't we?
Yeah, his range has now become too big.
Yes.
So he is unpredictable. But listen, this is a big moment for him. He knows what it's like to win it. And he will want to go home knowing he's coming back.
All right, thank you very much, Chris Mason, for the time being. Mason will be back with Nico for our 2nd and 4th games this afternoon. So it'll be Mason, Nico in tandem for Daryl Gurney, Callan Ridge, and that game we were just talking about there, Snakebite, Peter Wright against Arno Merck. But Lewis Jones, our MC, is about ready on stage to welcome the first 2 protagonists for our first game. Scotty Dog, Scott Mitchell has stayed with me in the commentary box. Remember, if you're going out and about, you've been listening on DAB, you can listen to us on the talkSPORT app, and you can see our free watch-alongs on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page. Me and Scotty here in our commentary box side stage, ready to bring you the first game of the afternoon. But you will not miss a single dart of these whole championships if you have the talkSPORT app downloaded and ready to go wherever you are. Anyway, let's hand over to the stage and Lewis Jones.
To the greatest show on earth, the Paddy Power World Darts Championship, coming to you from the Alexandra Palace, London. Firstly, would you please welcome from New Zealand on his debut World Championship cap, from England, making his 6th World Championship appearance, it's the Barber, Ryan Meikle!
Holding an Ipswich Town scarf aloft, Ryan Meikle is from Ipswich, that's his team. makes no bones about it. And the barber is on his way to signing a couple of autographs on the walkway. Party atmosphere inside the Palace. The PDC dancers in their Santa outfits this afternoon, I notice. And Meikle, just with his VIP guests at the end of the walkway. Never made it to round 3 of the PDC World Championship. You might remember he tried to get in Luke Littler's way last year and ended up getting beat 3 sets to 1. But I don't suppose Scott Mitchell, given the draw he's got, and that he's against the New Zealand #1 admittedly, but somebody with very little experience on that stage, he's never going to have a better chance of making the next round.
Totally agree. He knows it, and he's got to make sure that he doesn't get into a position where he's hitting a brick wall over it. You've got to be able to throw with a bit of freedom and enjoy the moment.
And so we're pretty much done with the pre-match pleasantries. Although Ryan's still working the crowd, you can hear him singing a lot. I'm afraid I've no idea who this is, but there we go, that's just my plain ignorance. But now it's time for the darts to commence. 9 practice darts. Now, when you were practicing, when you had your 9 warm-up darts, Scott Mitchell, did you have any particular methods or things that you wanted to settle down by doing with those 9 darts?
We're complicated characters. If I was throwing second, then I would always go up there and throw at the trebles and try and find my range so that I was right on the go when we went. But if I threw first, I would generally be throwing at the bullseye, a couple of trebles lower at the board, rather than give away to my opponent. The last thing you want to do is go up there and hit treble 20s with your 9 practice darts and then go up there and go treble. Those were your first 3. So I tried to avoid that. If I was going to hit a treble, I wanted it to count.
Both of these players had 3-0 victories in round 1. Tata, on debut, let's not forget, bageled the former European champion Richie Edhouse, who's now lost his tour card privileges. Whilst for Ryan Meikle, he saw off the debutant from Argentina, Jesus Salate, again 3-0. Pretty much on his average for the year. He's averaging 90 for the year, Meikle, and he will get things underway, the left-hander. Straight into the red bit. And then has a bounce out with only his 2nd dart at the board. Only 75 scored, but we are underway on talkSPORT 2. Here at Alexandra Palace once again.
You'll find that Meikle will have a few of those bounce outs. He tends to do that. That was like a dart on dart out where he hit the previous flight, which is quite of a solid thickness. It's not one of these all-in-ones that people have gone to. It's an old-fashioned push-in flight, but it's it's so hard that if the barrel or whatever catches it wrong, then it takes all its forward propulsion out. And by the time the point gets to the board, there's no power for it to stick in.
I love the fact that the New Zealander, Jonny Tata, even his darts are all black. Even the barrels are sort of darkened to go with the stems and the flights.
Well, the rumour goes that Jonny was a very handy youth player back in the day and got to about 17 years old and knocked it all on the head.
Yeah, and then I believe that when COVID came in, that was when he recommenced playing again. And here we are 5 years down the line, and he's making his World Championship debut. Yeah,
he's New Zealand #1 on their sort of tour, which is kind of like the Pro Tours over here in the UK for the PDC. And if you're #1 out there with the likes of Ben Robb and 1 or 2 of the others we've got out there, Craig Caldwell, honestly, he's doing mighty fine to be #1.
And of course, there's now the Aussie Premier League that in that part of the world, just to raise the threshold, the standard, that little bit higher in Antipodean darts. Players like Damon Heta sitting at the very top of that particular tree. Now Meikle, 236, looking for his first maximum. Actually comes downstairs to the 19s, but he is on a 2-dot finish of 97. Tata, way back on 239 less these.
40.
And he has a bounce out.
That was a genuine bounce out. That was straight off the wire, that one.
And you're doing well if you're hitting a wire on these dartboards. Meikle trying to lay up
57.
with 57 for tops because he knows that Tata cannot take 199 in 3 darts. How much pressure can the New Zealander apply? That's a great first dart in treble 20. Gets a second and a third. That is scoreboard pressure on Ryan Meikle to take tops. Oh, it bends the wire right on top, Meikle. And too far underneath, so 1 dart at 10s. And he's outside, so suddenly Tata can break him. 3 for double 8. Pinned, break a throw, Scott.
Yeah, nicely done by Tata. That'll settle him down. Meikle was a bit wide and handsome on the double 10. We know that double 10 is statistically better for the left-hander, or is it because James Wade hits it all the time and we think he's left-handed? That's got to be better for everybody.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what Justin Hood goes for, because he's on later against Danny Noppert. That's the first match of tonight's session. And if he plays anything like he did in the first round, Justin Hood, he'll give the Freeze a very, very good game tonight.
I've known Hoodie for many a year. He was no surprise to a lot of us what he did this week so far.
Really enjoyed himself up on that stage as well, winning his first round match. So into leg 2. A ton from Jonny Tata. No New Zealander has ever made the round of 32, the next round after this. There are 8 New Zealanders that have made it this far. The last was way back in 2019. Cody Harris was the last Kiwi to get deep into this tournament. And Tata, who's brand new on the order of merit with what he's done here, if he wins this and gets through to the next round, he could break into the top 100.
There's no reason why not. I think he's a no-nonsense type player. I don't think he has anything to worry about with gamemanship or anything. He just goes up there and absolutely throws that thing as hard and fast as he can at that board. And I think the harder and flatter you can throw it, the easier it is to judge where your dart's going to go. So as long as you get it gripped in your hand, and it looks a really tidy, neat throw.
Well, he's in control of this second leg. He won the first one against the darts. He wants 141 with Meikle, 100 points further back, but single 3 doesn't help him. Can he get down to under 100? He does with a treble 18 at the end of that visit. Lovely pick-off to leave him on 64.
Yeah, Meikle back on 2-4-1. When he does find his range, Ryan, he finds his range. Oh, that was off the flight. He had a 1-2-3 there. Looking at a 180 was with the last dart, but 64, another foot 16, and now double 16 for Tata, and he takes that out first dart as well. He's 2 from 2 on the doubles, and really looking really tidy.
Well, Ryan Meikle knows he's in a game here. Remember, he had the darts at the start of this first set. The more fancied player managed much further up the world rankings. Safe now in 57th, so he's going to hold on to his tour card as well. There was a shred of doubt going into this. Maybe if he'd lost his first round match, that he would be in danger of dropping out of the top 64, but not so.
Yeah, it makes a difference for some of these players that are coming in needing a win under their belt to hold their card. The pressure is super different. There's pressure enough being a world champion, but when you're trying to hold your card as well, it's a big ask.
I mean, if he gets to the quarterfinals, he could be on the brink of the top 32. Such is the congestion of players between 64 and 32 in those order of merit rankings.
And I think this is the new Euro sort of qualifier rules that they're all talking about and how they get into it. There's going to be a bunch just outside that 32 that are all of a similar ilk that can't quite get into that top bracket.
So leg 3.
82.
Jonny Tata, New Zealand, 2 legs to 0 up, but Meikle ahead by a good 90-odd points. 202 less these from the Barber, who, as you would imagine, with that nickname, as a perfectly coiffured head of hair. Just like Scott Mitchell to my left.
Well, it's good today. Thank you very much, Dan, for noticing. But yes, so Meikle then for his first leg, he's on 81. He'll go treble 19. Doesn't have to go 12 ball. Tata back on 240. So he's just kind of setting it up leaving tops, and he'll be banking on that now. He's got a few moments to think about what he's going to do. He's telling himself to come on. Tata on 240.
Oh, not
Two
more
trebles
scoreboard
in.
pressure. Not more scoreboard pressure. 3 on the pinhead from Jonny Tata. He's on 60. So again, pressure on Meikle to deliver here. Ah, but he does. He does. And gets his first leg on the board. That'll do him the power of good, Ryan Meikle. But now he's got to try and break the Tata throw. Otherwise, he goes in at the first comfort break, 1 set down.
Like you say, he's on his 4th appearance here, Ryan Meikle, and Tata on his first. Tata's probably just looking at it going, I've got nothing to lose here. This is a hell of a bonus in my year to be here. And now he's trying to make hay while the sun's shining for him.
He does look very relaxed 57. Up there, Tata, I have to say. Just standing at the back of the stage with his, not his arms folded, just his hands across one another, just looking completely at ease. And then he pops in a 140 on his throw to get down to 261 after 6. Meikle, who had a treblers visit first, very deliberate draw back of the dart from the left-hander to around the bridge of the nose.
82.
Gets a treble on that visit, but as you heard from Hugh Ware, only 82, so a good 100-point difference here. Tata looking for another maximum. Oh, he's got a hanger. Third dart hung between the two and didn't touch the board, 120.
I thought you were going to say you had a dangler there, but no, it's a hanger is right.
Well, you said
definitely.
Dangler.
Well, I know, I thought you were going to say it.
Oh, okay. It's not rude, is it?
120.
Not to me, anyway.
Nor me.
141.
He was quite lucky, those 2 darts that were already in the treble 20 stayed in with the violence with which that third dart hit.
91.
Now he's just hit 91 to leave himself on 50 for the set, with Meikle back on 242. This is looking ominous for the Barber.
Yeah, he did the hard work, Jonny Tata, in that first leg. He knew once he broke him, all he then had to do is hold his own 2 throws. And he held his first one absolutely lovely, and it looks like he's going to do it again now.
18 for double 16 for the first set, and he is 100% on his doubles. Just needed 1 in each leg that he won to take the first set. And Ryan Meikle is Stu Page for the second set. Can the New Zealander keep this going? Stay with us to find out. Thank you. All right. You are listening to the World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 in partnership with Village Hotels. Celebrate New Year's Eve at Village Hotel. Book now at villagehotels.com. Ian Danter and Scotty Dog, Scott Mitchell with you in the commentary box, where just in front of us, Jonny Tata, the New Zealand #1 on his debut at these championships, having successfully negotiated round 1, already finds himself a set to 0 up against Ipswich's Ryan Meikle. Breaking throw with the very first leg of the match, averaging 87, which is pretty much what he averaged in beating Edhouse, Scott, in round #1. But the stat that leaps out, obviously, is 3 darts at a double, 3 hit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing that's kept his stat where he is. He's playing to type, Tata, really, I would say. He's been that way at the championship. Ryan Meikle, on the other hand, was up round an 87 in his first game, running an 80 at the moment, so he's not quite playing to type. The moment's got him a little bit. He hasn't quite settled down, but fair play to Tata. He hasn't given him a chance to settle down nice and early.
Because he looks very relaxed, the big Kiwi up there, wearing that all-black kit, a little bit of sort of Maori-style design on the left shoulder and the left arm that he's throwing with. Meikle's got a really nice sort of barber's pole character on his dart shirt for his nickname. But the barber's getting the short back and sides here from Jonny Tata. It starts with a 1-3-9 because it's the New Zealand who has the honour in this second set in a race to 3, remember. First of 3 sets goes through, and they would face the winner of tonight's match between Danny Noppert and Justin Hood. That's first up tonight from 7 o'clock on talkSPORT 2.
The problem that Meikle's got, Dance, is that he's given up the throw on his set. And these best of 5 games, you know what I mean. When you win that bull up, you really need to win that first set. Otherwise, you've then got to break a set to win the game. So that's what he's got to do now, and the time to do it is now. But he looks better coming back from the break. Looks a little bit more relaxed. He's got to now assert a bit of pressure on Tata and see what he's got under pressure.
55.
Now a treblers visit right on cue there from Tata. Meikle with a couple of 2 treble visits. Down to 226 already, and he'll be down to a finish in just a jiffy.
140.
2 dart finish of 86 when he comes back. Tata, what can he do from 249 here? Good first dart, but it just lollops a bit into the treble 20. Then comes downstairs.
99.
Only 99 score, but he's down to a finish. 86 then for the Englishman. Single 18. Stays on the 18s and hits single 4. It just drifted off that flight that Scott Mitchell was talking about, that large
70.
insert flight, but he covers on treble 16. Well, 150's on with 2 treble 20s, double 15. Oh, he's way inside. That breaks the 100% record.
Right smile. If you're going to break 100% record, you know, really properly mess it up. And that's exactly what he's done. So break a throw here for Meikle. This is massive, this last dart. He thought that one was in. He stepped over the oche. It wasn't, Ryan. Last dart. That one's in. You can have that one.
Double 8, finally pinned. And that's a break of throw at the start of the second set, just like we had at the start of the first. talkSPORT 2, the app, the YouTube channel. We're all over the place bringing you the darts today and this evening, with some great games to come. Daryl Gurney against Rids is up next on this stage, and then Watamina against Scott Williams, before Peter Wright rounds off the afternoon, the former world champion against the German Arno Merck, who won the very first game of the tournament way back in November. I don't know what, it's like November when the tournament started, wasn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It feels like that. We had an extra 4 days, that's all I know, Dance, and I wasn't here for any of them.
Well, you had work to do, I presume.
Yeah, I still do play a bit elsewhere, you know, just because I'm not here. I still do a throw, and that's some throw from Tata.
That's a 3rd maximum for Jonny Tata. Meikle yet to get one of his own on the board.
Yeah, a couple of maximums in set 1. Now he's opened up his maximums in his set 2 account.
He wants to break straight back here if he can. So he's a dart ahead with
57.
9 darts apiece thrown. So he's down to a finish of 164, Tata. Meikle back on 284. Very wayward first start, drifts into single 5. Tries to readjust, but small 20 underneath the red bit.
45.
Oh, and then hits treble
Jonny
5. Very wayward visit
164.
from Meikle.
Yeah, he's still struggling to find his range, but the problem he's got is that Tata is finding
96.
a treble of some sort nearly every throw. Yes, he's had a few trebleless visits, but so has Meikle, and he hasn't been able to capitalise when Tata has missed.
Another drift into single 5 from Meikle, but 2 treble 20s to compensate for that. 68 for Tata to break back, make that 48. 16 for double 16. And he misses again on the outside.
Always becoming a habit, isn't it? He's starting to miss those outside ones. Meikle here on 114. He's going to go treble 20, misses it, so he'll be across to the treble 18. Misses that as well. He'll come back to the treble 20. Misses that again, so 58 scored only for Meikle. That leaves him 56, but Tata's on 32 and wipes out the double 16. 43% on the doubles, Tata here, and that's about the region you want to be winning matches, and he's upholding that.
And he's broken back.
Jonny to throw first.
As soon as he was broken, he's done what Meikle couldn't do in the first set and responded to losing a leg on throw. So 1-1 in set 2.
45.
Tata winning the first set, but a trebleless visit to start that leg from the New Zealander. Again, there's an opportunity for Meikle to pounce here, and he will get surely a ton at least here, Meikle. In fact, 140 is what he pops in. Nicely done. And now Tata's a bit wayward. Oh, hits a 1 and a 7. Absolute bag of nails this visit from Jonny. Only 28 scored. Poor start, giving Meikle every chance to break again.
Once that starts to creep into your game up there, Dance, it's a real worry. He hasn't done that yet all game. That's all been going Meikle's direction.
100.
Now it's starting to creep into his game. There could be a doubt over the next couple of throws from Tata about how he's going to get it back straight.
Well, a steady
100.
ton will do okay for now, but it's left him well behind in this leg. Meikle 2-6-1, Tata 3-28 left on the board. Meikle looking at treble 18
55.
and a trebleless visit from the barber.
Kind of first sign of a bit of aggravation there from Meikle walking to the board.
Oh.
And it's Tata picks up another 180. His second one of this set, fourth of the match. He's the only one to be registering them.
And that's how you come back from throwing 27 with a really errant visit. A fourth maximum.
136. Jonny requires.
So Meikle is down to 70, but 148 can go here for Tata. Another treble 20. Oh, it's a bounce out. It would have left double 14. And another bounce out.
60.
How often does that happen? Treble 20 with the first start and then 2 bounce outs.
Requires 70.
One of them hit the stem of the flight.
Yeah, one was a dart on dart, one was right on the corner of the wire on the blade section of the board. But Meikle now goes treble 18, hits a single 12, tops up then,
50.
goes just under, and
Jonny requires.
does pull a bit of a face there. He wasn't happy, was he?
88 for Tata. Oh, hits treble 5, 15 scored, so down to 73. Picks off the treble 19 for double 8. How to recover, Jonny Tata wins the leg and just does the old phew sign and swabs the forehead with the back of his hand, knowing he's got away with one there, and he's 2-1 in front in this second set.
Yeah, the frustration for Meikle is he had a dart there and he started to get the odd dart, and Tata is taking advantage of it, and every time he hits a double he comes back and whaps in a 180.
5 maximums to 0 in favour of Tata, and we've now passed the 600 maximum mark. Now could Meikle finally get his first max?
140.
Only 140, the crowd thought he was in.
Camera angle didn't help the crowd there.
No.
And as you can see, they're not happy with the cameraman.
95.
So Tata down to 2-2-6. This is on the Meikle throw, so 2-2-6 plays 2-2-1 after 6 darts apiece. Meikle again a little wayward, looking for a treble, can't find one, and just just lollops towards the board to retrieve his darts, hands hanging by his side. Not a good sign, but then Tata's not taking advantage here. Single 20, treble 5.
55.
He only scores 55, so neither of them are on a finish yet.
Massive moments in the match here for Meikle, 178. You feel he has to take this leg on throw and go 2-2.
It's a great visit. Great visit from 178 to get himself down to 44, to bring it back to 2-2. Tata, what can he set up? Well, picks off 2 treble 19s to leave himself on 52.
44 for Meikle, gone 4 for tops. Underneath the tops, double 10 with 1 in hand. He takes it with 1 in hand. It goes 2-2 in legs here in set 2. But Meikle still has to break the throw. It's Tata with the darts. And you just fear for Meikle if it goes 2-zip. And Meikle's legs this set have been 15 and 15, whereas Tata's winning legs have been 16 and 18.
42.
So Meikle's having to work extremely hard here.
Chance here, though. Only 42 scored by Tata in this deciding leg of the second set. Tata won the first set. Oh, treble 7 from Meikle, looking for the 19s. Does pick off treble 19 in the end, just to get half a dart ahead in this crucial leg. Oh, here comes Tata again. Not quite a 180 this time. I was all set to call it.
Yeah, but the timing of a double treble visit there, though, Dance, super, because it looked like Meikle was just going to start turning the screw on him. Meikle's coming back at him. He has 2 trebles of his own, but once again strays into the single 5 under the treble 5,
Yeah.
and it's kind of a chance gone begging.
And there's another maximum from Tata, from number 6 in the 180 column for the New Zealand number 1. Meikle, can he respond? He needs a maximum, certainly now. Drifts into single 1 after a good treble 20 and recovers for a 1-2-1. But 139 for a 2-0 lead. Double 14, hits single 14, and then lays up with 20.
You require 157.
Big 157 this got for Meikle.
Yeah, treble 20 needed, doesn't go in, it's just under with the seconds. So 40 scored, he's on 117.
57.
He'll come out and goes treble
Jonny
17 to get the 17 off to leave himself a 2-darter. Tata on 48, hits the single 16 on the wire of the double, takes it on the inside. He takes set 2, Tata. He commanded the set there with his 4 180s and his scoring power. Meikle came into the end of that set, but it was just too late in against the darts.
I said before a dart was thrown that Ryan Meikle would never have a better chance to get to round 3 for the first time, considering he's playing somebody far lower in the rankings. I was doing Jonny Tata a disservice. Meikle's got it all to do in a race to 3. We'll be back shortly, and the score is Jonny Tata 2, Ryan Meikle 0. Well, if you love your darts, whether it's league night, the local, or dreaming of a walk-on anthem, you'll know that the right gear makes all the difference. Target Darts are the brand behind Luke Littler's rise. They've been with him from the start, creating and crafting the innovative, high-quality darts he now uses on the sport's biggest stages. And now, Target have taken the home setup to another level with the Omni auto scoring system. It's instant, accurate scoring and a slick, modern way to sharpen your game. So, if you want the same equipment trusted by the most electrifying young talent in world darts, visit targetdarts.com and get on target.
It needs to be magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler gets on target. magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Meikle gets on target. To be magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Meikle gets on target.
$115 is leading Ipswich's Ryan Meikle by 2-0 in a race to 3 here on talkSPORT 2 at the World Darts Championship. And Tata, for a man who's never stood on this massive 120-foot wide stage before, looks completely at home. He's just been singing along with Sweet Caroline that you just heard the last strains of fading out here in the comfort break. And Scotty Mitchell, who's alongside me, there's an element of these sing-alongs that isn't necessarily that good for the dart player, you were saying to me.
Well, I think there's a lot of hot air going into the room and making the place warmer than it needs to be. I've been up there and hit a 180 and turned around and looked at the crowd, and when they cheer for you as a 180, sometimes the wave of heat from the cheering and the breath hits you like a flamethrower, or when you're at a bonfire night, you can feel it waft by you. So, yeah, all the sing-alongs, I think, just makes it all warmer. But, hey, I don't mind. I'm not up there, so I can't worry about it.
No, you're in the relative cool of the commentary box with our quality fan system to keep us cool, courtesy of Matt Gubbins, our producer, who's invested large sums of money in these fans to keep us from overheating in these cloistered surroundings in our commentary box, which is side stage. We look side on at the players as they throw the darts. So into set 3 we tumble headlong
85.
with Jonny Tata 2-0 up. Ryan Meikle does have the darts in the odd-numbered legs in this set, so he's got the opportunity just to get something on the board here by holding his nerve on his own throw, Scott.
It's a bit of an Elvis Presley moment for Ryan Meikle. It really is now or never. Yeah, no, I mean, look, Jonny Tata, I gather, is a truck driver, and if he drives an 8-wheeler, he's got all the wheel nuts done right up because there's no wheels falling off at the moment. He is absolutely flying here. He looks so calm and composed. It's Meikle that's got to do the moving now.
Yeah.
I mean, Jonny Tata's attitude has got to be, can he get 3 sets off of me before I get 1? And the way that we're looking in the numbers that are on the board, the answer is very glaringly no currently, unless something changes.
Because Tata's got himself down to 41 after 12 darts. Meikle back on 204 after the same number of darts. So once again, Tata threatening to break at the start of a Meikle set.
81.
You could really say that Tata looks absolutely more comfortable on the Meikle throw than his own. He looks so relaxed. He's now going double 16 here to take it. Meikle back on 1-2-3. He comes in for 1-2-3. He'll start down on treble 19. If he hits a single 19, he has to go 104. So treble 18. Hits it, and it's bullseye for Meikle to save his throw. And he wires it on the 25, the top side of the 25. Wires the bullseye, but Tata back for 32. He's been impressive on this side of the board so far today. 1 dart left in hand for 32. Goes inside. First mistake he's made, and the first opportunity he's allowed Meikle back.
Burns a dart, does Meikle. Goes 1 for double 12 rather than 9 for double 8. 2 darts at 12s. Only needed the 1. Big leg for Ryan Meikle of Ipswich. Just to hold throw at the start of a set. Never mind to win a set or win a match. Just to get his nose in front in this set. So, Jonny will throw first. And as you say, his doubles percentage is now gone, it was up in the 60s, 70s, it's now down to 43%, Jonny Tata, with the 4 darts he missed at 16s.
Yeah, the 4 darts he missed there is what's cost him. It's the first time he's offered up an opportunity. It's been the other way round. It's been Meikle getting there and having 1 dart at it, and Jonny going and taking it out.
44.
I had an old guy used to say to me in the pub, easiest thing to do, young man, is hit a double after the man in front of you. Well, he's missed it. But the risk is, at this level, you mustn't let the man in front of you have a go, because they don't often miss.
And Meikle didn't when push came to shove. But Tata has just hit 2 steady tons at the start of this second leg of the third set. Meikle
96.
does pick off treble 19 with his second visit, but he's 60 points behind his opponent. And again, Tata looking in the red bit for a 7th maximum. You betcha. Lucky 7 for Jonny Tata. He's obliterating Meikle in that column, who's yet to register a maximum of his own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, am I right in thinking that Tata's hit a 9 darter in his career?
Yeah, he has. He's I can't remember where he hit it. I think he hit it on against Ben Robb, and it was only in October in the Dart Players Championship out there in New Zealand. So the Pro Tour equivalent over here in the UK.
So recent good form. Could this be the Meikle maximum that we've been waiting for? No, the 3rd dart just deflects off the 2nd barrel. Double 16 for Tata. Double 8 rather. Pinned with a 2nd dart, so he's broken back in a matter of moments. We've been playing nearly 25 minutes of this encounter. 2-0 Tata. Meikle won that first leg, but Tata immediately got himself back on terms. Little wayward Tata with his first dart. This could be a trebleless visit. No, it's not. He's rescued it with an 85 after Meikle's 100.
Nicely rescued. The crowd are doing stand-up if you love the darts. I wonder if the guy that made that chant up 25 years ago is now an old man in his carpet slippers sat at home watching, saying, I made that up.
I'm not sure that he would be. Be nice to think he was. If he was on Spotify, he'd earn 0.00001p per version of it. So unless you're Adele and you get 8 million streams a day, I think you're going to struggle.
Oh, well, never mind.
Meikle.
He'll still be sat at home with the carpet slippers on, and that's what we're doing.
He'll be enjoying the fact that the song's being sung.
Yes, exactly.
Meikle's down to a finish of 170, the big fish. We've seen it reeled in a few times. Was it 7 times we've seen it reeled in so far, these championships?
9.
9.
Yeah, another 2 yesterday.
Well, it won't go on this occasion. And Meikle takes a single 2, a little bit wayward there from the Englishman. Tata way back though on 2-6-1. Needs a treble 20 to get down to a finish and doesn't. So 6 darts for Ryan Meikle from 129 to go 2-1 up in this third set.
Start on the treble 19, he hits it. 72, so he goes across treble 16. He hits it. It's 24 incoming for Meikle.
170.
Not quite. Just underneath, but he'll be back for double 6.
Yeah, nothing to worry about. Tata back on 201. I say nothing to worry about. He comes in with another 177, which is the equivalent of a 180. Leads 24.
But Meikle can quiet that noise with the double 6 that he hits with the first dart. So he's back in front on throw in this third set. A reminder, if you're just tuning in, Jonny Tata of New Zealand, 2-0 up against the higher ranked player Ryan Meikle of England. But it's 2-1 in this third set to Meikle. Tata has the throw in this fourth leg, but pops in a trebleless visit. Can Meikle get himself at least half a dart in front? Oh, 2 wayward darts, treble 5, single 5, and then only a 20. Does not take advantage of a slow start from Tata.
Yeah, big deflection again off those 150 micron darts. That's how they're measured in thickness. They go down from 75 up to 150, and I think Ryan's using the thickest ones that they do.
Yeah, not quite as heavy as another Ryan's darts on the tour, Ryan Searle. Heavy metal, who does use the heaviest darts on the Pro Tour. But whatever it is, 30 odd grams, I think what it is, something like that, isn't it?
You ever get a set off of him, you don't sell them on eBay, you weigh them in.
85.
Trade them for food. Right. Another important leg this for both players. If Tata gets it, he's a leg away from victory. Meikle still can't get a maximum, and he can't believe that third dart drifted way off the first two treble 20s into small 5. But he's on 2-5-1. Tata on throw only pops in the 60s, so another chance for Meikle. This could sort out the set for him if he just pops in a good ton-plus score here. Looks likely to. Indeed, a 140. That'll do very nicely to put him in pole position for this leg and for the set, Scott.
Yeah, you might have heard on the onboard microphone there him say, come on, Tata's coming back at him. Has a double treble visit, but it's a big 111 here for Meikle.
Treble 17 for tops. Oh, he hits treble 2, Scott.
Right next door. If he was having no bad luck, he'd be having no luck at all, Meikle. And that is bad, bad luck. It's 85 left, so he'll either go treble 15 or he does go treble 15, but it's a single 15. So he comes down, he's left on 70. Tata for 79, he misses the big number. Goes for 19s and hits a 7. Leaves 72. Don't know what he's doing there. But he's offered up another
double
opportunity.
18, double 18, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's just offered up another opportunity. He missed it by so far. What was the point?
18 scored from Meikle, coming down from 70. 12 leaves him on tops for the set. Underneath again from Ryan Meikle. Snatches the darts out the board angrily. Back over to Tata on tops. He pins it. Holds throw. Goes to a deciding leg. Meikle's being made to work hard for this set if he can get over the line in this decider, but equally Tata knows if he breaks throw here, he's through.
Yeah, the problems for Meikle in that last set, it was when he missed the big 17. Opens up with a 180, his first 180. He's hanging on. He's trying to hang on and stay in this World Championship.
And he looked at the board as if to say, where's that been all afternoon, whilst his opponent has hit 7 maximums. 4 perfect darts, Ryan Meikle. No, the 5th one just dips below. Remember, the punters are fully invested in a player getting a 9-darter, given that there's 60 grand up for grabs for a random member of the audience. Should a 9-darter be hit, as well as 60 grand to the player and 60 grand to the prostate cancer charity that benefits too.
Yeah, Meikle's done a couple of 9-darters, one back in 2019 and one as recently as 2024 on the Pro Tours against Gert Nenges.
Well, he should at least be able to close out this set, having
99.
got well into a 9-darter. Down to a finish of 137. Tata way back 3-4-4. Doesn't look like he's going to apply any pressure here on Meikle, so it should be a setback to give Ryan Meikle a foothold.
It should be, but it's always tough when you haven't already won one, and he's got 137 left and he's missed the big 20 altogether and hit a 1 in the 20s now. 26 scored. You are joking me. He did not need that right now. He's on 111. Tata on 286. But he hasn't done the Tata thing and hit a treble. He's gone trebleless at a vital moment. So he's now only on 226. Meikle on 211. Needs to stay straight at this point. You've got to hit the big numbers. You've got 6 from here.
Oh,
he's hit the 1 again.
So you could go treble 20 for Bull. He doesn't need to because Tata's not on a finish. Looks for the 19s. Shakes his head as he only hits a single. Got to gain his composure back here, Meikle.
71.
It's a better last dart.
Nails the 51. He had to leave tops. It started to get a really sloppy visit. He's having a bit of luck now. Tata's got another dart on the floor. He's got 1 under the treble 20, 1 over the treble 20, but the middle dart hit the floor. So it's Meikle for the set then. Double top.
Way over the top. Good 2 inches over the top of the target. But it doesn't need to be a marker when you can hit it with your second dart. And finally, Ryan Meikle allows himself a small smile and just nods at the crowd who are willing him on to try and get further back into this game. They want this to go the distance, I'm sure. The punters get their money's worth. But what we have is a 2-1 game in favour of Jonny Tata of New Zealand, who now has the darts at the start of this 4th set on talkSPORT 2 and the app and the YouTube channel. But a trebleless visit for the New Zealander could let Meikle in early doors.
Hear the crowd singing there's only one Ryan Meikle. The good thing for Ryan is he's now got a bit of momentum. There's no break after set 3, whereas usually there'd be a nice little 2 or 3 minute break, and you know what I mean. He can have the momentum. There's a slight advantage in that. Whereas Jonny Tata on his sets, he's been winning and then had to go off. Wins again, had to go off. And did that break the momentum, allow Meikle to win set 3? I don't know, but Meikle now goes straight round into set 4.
Three more
nicely.
Great games on the way this afternoon. Another 180 coming in from Tata. Number 8 for the New Zealander. We've still got Daryl Gurney, Callan Ridds to come next. Jermaine Wattamina, Scott Williams, that should be a cracker too. And Peter Wright against Arno Merck to round off the afternoon session here on your home of darts on the radio.
You'd be mad to move your dial with what we got coming.
Meikle's down to a finish of 164 against the throw. What can Tata set up here? Well, he can set himself up on tops. Brilliant last dart on treble 19. This will bring the house down if it goes. But again, on a finish, Meikle drifts into single 1, Scott Mitchell.
He's causing himself his own problems here. You have to go for the treble, but you have to go for it in a safe manner that you don't miss the big number. Tata underneath on double top. Now he's missing double 10. Meikle's got an opportunity coming back here. He'll go the bullseye route. Has to go the bullseye route first. Hits a 25, 60 for tops. Misses it above, but he'll still try to pressure. 65, leaves himself 60. Tata double 10.
Centimetre outside. Oh, 2 centimetres inside. Double 5. Way off. Chance for Meikle. Another errant dart from Jonny Tata opens the door for the Barber. 20 for tops. 20 hits. Slightly obscures the top spin. Moves along to the right on the Oki. Lets the second dart go. It drops into single 20 again. He's got 1 dart at double 10 to break the throw at the start of set 4. And he's missed the opportunity outside.
You have to take those chances, Ryan. You have to take them. Meikle has given the opportunity back to Tata. He's chucked 2 out the top of the board. He's chucked all 3 above. Now, Jonny Tata was hitting these doubles in the first 2 sets with his eyes shut. Now he could have 4 eyes and it wouldn't help him.
So, Meikle back on 10s. Gets it with the second dart and breaks the throw crucially at the start of set 4. Trying to get back to 2 sets apiece, Ryan Meikle. You're listening to the World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 in partnership with Village Hotels. With 34 locations across the UK, visit villagehotels.com. And we've got Chris Mason and Paul Nicholson also with us today in the commentary box. They'll bring you Gurney against Ridds next up. So Meikle shaking his head because having won that first leg against the throw, 44. Starts with a treblers visit, as you can hear, called by Hugh Ware, 44.
Well, to describe that leg for that opening one of this set 4, that was gift wrapped for Ryan Meikle from Jonny Tata. It had no tape on the wrapping, and when you put the box down, it fell open. It was that sort of a gift, was that leg.
Meikle looking to get a ton plus score.
101.
Well, he does by hitting treble 7 instead of treble 19. Now Tata a bit wayward at the start of this leg, but he could get a ton plus score here. And that 140.
140.
All in the far left of that 20 bed for the man from New Zealand.
Yeah, the shape of Tata's darts there, it got a very narrow sort of front end behind the point, and that does allow that style of dart to be able to put 180s on a pinhead, and that's exactly what he did. Squeezed him in the corner. He's back now down on the treble 19s, but he's gone off his scoring power that he had at the start of the match, and the amount of missed doubles is keeping his average down as well.
But Meikle here is not taking advantage in this leg at least.
58.
Another trebleless visit for the Barber. So a big advantage for Tata to try and break back here. Needs a treble.
60.
Well, he scores 60. He is down to a finish, the biggest finish of all, 170. What can Meikle do from 266? Great first dart, right in the red bit. Can't follow it in though. Can't follow it in. Comes down for the 19th.
99.
99 will have to do so. He's on the second biggest finish.
Tata had a really good look at the 170 there, hit the treble with the first dart.
Now, Meikle wants 167, but that won't go. First dart really underpitched, hit small 20. Almost halfway down the small 20.
102.
But a 25 rescues the visit. Now, Tata wants to get back on track here. 216s leaves tops. Tops with one dart, and he's underneath. So again, the doubling is just deserting Jonny Tata at the most crucial time.
This is where he wasn't offering up opportunities in the first two sets. He's now offering opportunities. Meikle goes 25, missed it, hits the 18 for double top.
25.
And he's like two or three centimetres above it. You've got to give it a chance.
Tata on double 10 to break back. Right on the wire with dart 2. It was a great marker and he's made it count. Gets another leg on the board to break back. It's 1-1 in the fourth set. Tata 2 sets to 1 up. It's back on throw and that suits the New Zealander just fine. Yeah,
it was the other way round this time. Meikle offered up a chance to Tata and Tata took it.
Look at their set averages, both averaging 70 for this set. This is a real grind for these two. Desperately scrambling around for a little bit of form.
The other ironic stat here is going trebleless. Tata's gone trebleless 26 times to Meikle's 23, but Tata's made up for those trebleless visits with those 8 180s. That's what's given in the impetus.
That's the voice of Scotty Dog, Scott Mitchell, former world champion, alongside me, Ian Danta, here in our side stage commentary box at the Alexandra Palace. Round 2 gets concluded this afternoon and tonight on talkSPORT 2 and the app and the YouTube page. Trebleless visit from Jonny Tata, trying to keep his nose in front.
This could be a nervy bit of the game here. We could find this being, well, we think it is already a stalemate when we're looking at the averages, but
100.
They're so desperate to hit trebles to get away from one another. Ultimately, your arm goes tight and it doesn't happen. The Tata's down on 181 with the throw. We've got Meikle back on 300. He's in the treble with his second dart, not with his third. Gets it down to 200, so the throw is still with Tata here.
Well, 181 Tata, and it's a 92 scored, so he's comfortably ahead in this leg with the darts. When we put our poll up on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page, 59% of you who voted, and hundreds of you did, suggested that Meikle was going to get over the line here. 41% thought Jonny Tata, so it was relatively close. 70 left for Tata. He's got a chance at the bullseye here, and he's way off. He's hit single 9.
Absolutely, Dan. So I think we both live closer than that, but Meikle has a chance at 60 now. But again, he puts the dart high, has to go left and go round the side. But he does it brilliantly this time round. So Meikle hits 60. It really is a battle, this. It's a slogfest.
And it's another break of throw. 3 in succession in this fourth set. Tata, 2 sets to 1 up. Clinging on, but Meikle now just needs to hold throw. We'll go to a deciding set for our first game of the afternoon. But the averages in this set, Meikle's managed to creep up to 75 with his performance in that leg.
45.
Tata back on 72. The pressure's getting to both of them, Scotty.
Yeah, we saw Tata playing to type at the start of the match, and it was up round that 87 tournament average of his, and he looked comfortable playing at that. What's been happening is he's being dragged back down into Meikle, who's struggling a little bit, who's not the fastest of pace of players. Jonny likes to get on with it, and he's been dragged back into a bit of a scrap here, and he's going to have a bit of a dogfight if he's going to get through this one.
Well, there's an important 140 from Tata to pressurise the Meikle throw. Wanting a 4th successive break of throw here, Tata. And if he gets that, he'd be throwing for the match. 3-5-6 Meikle. Big treble 19 hit. God, that was a vital dart that landed right in the middle of that bed for Meikle.
Yeah, it was. And it was a bit of a last chance dart to sort of stay in touch. and in turn it's made Tata go trebleless. So if we can get 2 trebles here from Meikle, he can turn the throw back round. Another one of those. He's got 80 in the board, and he's done it. 140. He's turned the throw round back in his favour. Tata, if he goes trebleless here, Meikle has achieved what looked impossible just 2 throws ago. 138 for Meikle. He'll go treble 19, will he? No, he goes up top.
Single 20 and a treble 20. And then lays up with single 18 for tops. 141 for Tata. Oh, he's got the first element. Treble 19. No, he's missed it. He needed that for double 12.
89.
So Meikle, one visit at tops to win the set and bring us level at 2-2. Gets it. It is 2-2. We are going all the way to a deciding set in this opener. A little nod of recognition to himself from Ryan Meikle that he is still in this contest. And he can still make the 3rd round for the first time in his PDC career at these World Championships. And now he has the darts at the start of this crucial 5th set.
He's had to work really hard to get this back into position. And who saw this at the break at 2-0? Jonny Tata was bossing it. He was bossing the 180s. He was bossing the double percentages. Everything was going his way. And since Meikle has won that 3rd set, Tata's average has just dropped like a stone. It's just gone off.
What's he got left in the tank, the New Zealand number 1? Oh, bed and breakfast, 2 and 6, 26 scored with his first visit.
Music to Meikle's ears. He'll be inside. His mind will be telling him, come on, son, you've done the hard work, you're back. Sometimes there could be a tendency in a match where you've been a couple down to get level, and then you take deep breaths and go, you know, I've made it, I'm back. You don't want to do that. You want to keep your foot on the pedal, and you've got to keep going.
Good recovery from Tata with that 2nd visit, with a 2 treble visit, just to keep himself relatively competitive. Here's Meikle looking, scrambling around for a treble.
59.
Only hits 59. Treble 5 from Tata. Again, good readjustment back into the lipstick.
95.
Has to make do with a 95. Everyone, you can hear there's barely any noise. Everyone's transfixed. The 3,500 in here, Scott. They're not singing songs just at the moment. They want to find out how this match finishes.
105.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got into it. They've got into it is what they've done. I keep saying it. I keep telling dart fans around the world when I see them. A good game of darts for me is not always 100 average. It's just a game of darts that you don't know who's going to win, and you can feel the edginess of the game as a watcher, as a fan.
Meikle from 115 went for treble 18, only picked off treble 4. 132 for Tata. Oh, he went 57 for Bull and hit single 19. Bit messy from him as well.
64.
So 64 for Meikle here. Another one of those for double 16. No, he goes 8 for tops. He's been very successful on tops. And he's successful again on tops as he takes the opening leg of this 5th set.
He's in front. He's got his nose in front, Ryan Meikle.
First time in the match.
And at a crucial time. So the onus is now on Jonny Tata to respond on his throw, and starts decently with a 140. What are you counting up there, Scotty?
Well, he's got 9 legs in this match, Ryan Meikle. 5 of them he's hit with double top. So I think we're going to find him heading that direction each time now.
Yep. Tata up against it for the first time, but that's back-to-back 140s from the New Zealand number 1. Remember, uncharted territory awaits whoever wins this game. It's either the first time a New Zealander has ever got to the round of 32, or it's the first time that Ryan Meikle has got to the round of 32. Tata in the red bit again. This is much better after a sluggish start to the set. So he's down to 1-2-1 after 9 darts.
You have to say the World Championships now and the ranking points that go on, you know, this would be a massive win if Meikle could turn this round from 2 sets down. For his rankings being a regular on the tour, Would help him no end. Tata here.
81.
Not sure quite there what he was doing, but
Well, he's left himself on tops.
indeed. But he started on the ball there for 1-2-1, which was a strange one in the situation. Meikle's got 130, 80 in the ball, bullseye left. Wires the ball on with a 25 to win the second leg of the set, but it's Tata now at 40. He resumes one dart back.
Jonny Tata.
Nip and tuck. You can't get a bus ticket between these two. 2 sets all, 1 leg all. Meikle to start leg 3 on talkSPORT 2. Cracker to get things going.
137.
And next up, Daryl Gurney against Callan Ridds will also be essential listening.
Let's not forget, we got to win by 2 clear legs in this. We could go to sudden death in this one. It's that tight.
And we've had that. We've had a bit of sudden death action already. Ricky Evans, James Wade. Goodness me. More swings than a Stranger Things pendulum on a clock.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
98.
So, Meikle down to 2-6-6 after 6 darts. Tata lagging behind a little bit.
60.
Trebleless visit. So Meikle in control of this leg. Comes downstairs for treble 19, Meikle, once and twice, and picks it up
96.
on the second attempt.
I can't tell you how big that last treble 19 was there for Meikle to bring him down to 170. Tata back on
60.
381. Meikle
170.
has a minimum of 6 darts here, possibly 9 on the 170. And he's going to need them the way that he's going here. He can't seem to find a treble. 56 scored, so he's on 114. Tata back on 321. And there's only one thing he needs, and that's trebles. He hits 1, he hits 2. 140 for Tata. He's closed the gap, so Meikle 114. He will want to get this finished here and now. Hits the treble. Hits the single 14, goes back to his beloved tops. He's hit it 5 times.
74.
Misses it just above. Tata on 181. Can't do anything about it. All he can do is pressure. And what he does is hits a treble 19 in that little combination. Meikle at tops.
On the wire, right on the wire, just above. And he uses it to deflect the dart in, to go 2-1 up. So this is a crucial leg. Jonny Tata has to win it. If he doesn't, if Meikle breaks the throw, then it's game over.
Indeed, and it's one of those that when you've got the ascendancy with you, when you've got the momentum, this is the easier place to be, 2-1 up. Tata has to hold, so he has all the pressure. But for Meikle, he can throw the little bit of freedom here because it's not his last chance corral, but it is for Tata.
Oh, he's not going to pop a 180 in here, is he, Meikle? He is! He's only had 1 up till now. He pops in the second at the most opportune moment to get himself way clear of Tata,
85.
who only just breaks 400 with that second visit. Meikle's on the brink of going through. Now, he can't follow up the maximum with his second visit. In fact, he may well come up dry here. He's looking down at the 19s. Does pick off treble 19. That's very handy indeed for Ryan Meikle.
Absolutely. And Ryan, for a long time, plays his county darts with Suffolk along with the likes of Andy Geldin and Brett Claydon, and he's up here now doing all his people proud.
Just muttering to himself as he pitches underneath treble 20, but a good dart treble 19 from Meikle. And a single. So he's down to a finish. 128 needed. When he comes back, what can Tata do from 276? Can he get a max? Oh, that's well timed. Goodness me. That's spectacularly well timed from Jonny Tata to get down to a 2-dart kill. But for the match, 128 Meikle.
Yeah, difficult 1-1-2-8, 18s, treble 20 now. For the ball, misses it. It's got to go back really to treble 18. Doesn't. Stays there. Leaves himself 30. Unusual leave.
91 left. Treble 17 leaves. Tops to save the match. Oh, he's just underneath. That could be it. That could be it for the New Zealand #1. The crowd rises to Ryan Meikle, who wants double 15 for the match. just inside. He's got to burn a dart. Where's he going to go? Goes 7 for double 4. And he's inside double 4. He's missed it. On we go.
Oh, this could be heartbreak for Meikle. Heartbreak. Tata with 2 at double, with double 10 sat there, 3 in his hand. Double 5 now. Oh, and he's hit double 12. He's drifted into double 12. It's all about Ryan Meikle now. Can he hold his nerve to hit the double 2? He's worked hard to get to this position.
Double 2. Inside, he's in the madhouse to win it. Double 1 for Ryan Meikle. On the wire, 1 dart left in hand. And he makes it count. Ryan Meikle only hit the front at the start of this deciding set, having gone 2 sets down to the New Zealand number 1. But after a titanic tussle, he gets the job done. It is Tata for now to Jonny Tata, but what a great debut he's had at these championships. But he's been shorn off by the barber, who makes it through to the round of 32, Ryan Meikle, for the first time in his PDC World Championship career. Scott Mitchell.
Made up for him. He's one of the nice guys in darts, is Ryan Meikle. He cannot afford to be slow starting like that in the next round. He's got to be ready. He's got to be up for it. And if you can't get up for a 3rd round game in the PDC World Championships, you shouldn't be up there.
What a comeback from Ryan Meikle. He will face the winner of the Danny Noppert Justin Hood match that will kick off our evening session tonight. But Meikle is through to the round of 32 for the first time. You'll hear from him on the talkSPORT.